Good evening. My name is Angelo Gepiga. Welcome to Hidden Gems. We are here in South San Francisco, Grand Avenue, different side of town. Why are we here? We're doing an Argentinian special. I've got my friends over from the Food and Wine class, HTM 421, San Francisco State. So let's change it up, and I thought, why not bring someone along who's an expert at this kind of stuff, my best friend, Monti Rossetti.
Hola, yo me llamo Monti. Este es el restaurante mejor argentino en área Bahía. ¿Comemos?
All right, let's go eat then. All right, let's eat. I am starving.
First, we gotta talk about a little bit of the culture of Argentina.
Okay.
So we start off with the music.
Okay.
Now, every country has their own type of music. In Argentina, we have tango.
Okay.
The god of tango is Carol Amaya.
That guy right there?
The guy only lived 45 years, but he had an impact that you would not believe, not only in Argentina, but also in Latin America.
Wow, okay.
But also with music, we also have sports. We can talk a little about sports. Let me take you this way.
Football?
Of course.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
It's looking well.
It's great. Like I said, we have music, but we also have sports. If there's one thing important to every Argentinian, it's soccer. And since we have a god of music, we also have a god of soccer.
Maradona, right?
There we go.
I know this one.
Diego Maradona winning the 1986 World Cup. I wasn't born then, but I heard this is the day that every Argentinian felt like to touch the sky.
Really?
The greatest day on earth for every Argentinian.
Hoping
Hoping that we can do it again. But now, let's go eat.
Okay, let's go eat. All right, looks like we're here in the dining room, ready to eat on looks like some really delicious food. So Monty, tell us, what did you pick out over here for us?
All right, so I'll be brief, but there are some good stuff on the table here. Of course, we can start off with the empanadas, which is an appetizer. There's some options here. We have empanada con carne, which is with beef, jamón y queso with ham and cheese, and then espinaca y queso, which is spinach and cheese. And then you have some of the secondary dishes like milanesa. So you have a chicken milanesa, beef milanesa, side of mashed potatoes and french fries. Everybody in the United States knows that. And then we have eggs on top of it, so sunny side up or over easy, whichever one you would prefer. Then you have a churrasco, which is kind of a New York steak, a little tender like that, and of course with a side of fries. And then you have salads, tomatoes, onions, green salad, balsamic vinegar. And then the main thing on the plate on the table is the parrillada, which is with morcilla, carne asada, pollo, and mollejas.
Okay, and I believe we have a meat specialist here for my class, so
There we go.
he would like to talk and describe each meat that is specific to the Argentinian region. So
Perfect.
please go ahead.
So there's a lot of meat here with us, and one of the reasons is because beef is the national dish of Argentina, and in fact, Argentina is actually the second largest consumer of beef. So there's a lot of different meats that goes into different dishes, and there's different ways that it can be prepared or grilled. One of the most popular ways is asado, and the way you prepare that meat is by grilling long strips of flank cut beef ribs on a barbecue with just an assortment of vegetables. Beef is often served with chimichurri sauce, which is a sauce that we're seeing in a little bit. It's made out of garlic, parsley, vinegar, and red pepper flakes. Another way to cook meat is carbonara, which is prepared with a stew with potatoes, meat, pumpkins, and corn. And you can also bake that inside of a pumpkin itself. And then also milanesa is a meat that is breaded or fried and typically served as a main course or often used in sandwiches.
All right, so as we've already kind of heard, Monty explained some of the core and secondary food. And just to go over them again, we've eaten them all. But main core food is gonna be the empanadas, which is usually ham and cheese. A secondary food that you see a lot in Argentina is the really thin breaded meat, as we've eaten. It is called milanesas. And then a typical food that you might see at New Year's or Christmas is a stew made with tripe, and it's all kind of mixed around, and that's what they eat for their special occasions.
All right, so we are here with one of the lovely waitresses of Dia del Sol, Rosa. We're gonna ask her a couple of questions. So Rosa, tell me, how long has Dia del Sol been open?
¿Cuándo se abrieron Vida del Sol?
1999.
$19.99.
$19.99. Okay, and what are some of the popular dishes ordered here at the restaurant?
¿Qué son comidas populares que se ordenan acá?
La parrillada, típica parrillada argentina.
The barbecue plate that we have with all the types of meats, that's the most popular dish ordered here at Villa del Sur.
That was really good, especially the blood sausage and then the good stuff. We won't reveal what that is. But our final question for you, Rosa, is what makes Argentinian food so delicious and different from the other, ethnicities and cuisines in South America?
¿Qué es la comida argentina distinta que comparado a las otras comidas de Latinoamérica?
El sabor es diferente, usamos un tipo de sal que es muy específicamente para la parrillada.
The flavors are different, but specifically the salt is a different type of salt used compared to other cultures, and that's what they use for the parrillada, the barbecue.
All right, perfect. Well, we enjoyed our complete meal, and thank you so much for having us. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Alright guys, wait, let me tell you guys about some proper etiquette that we should practice while sitting at the table. So, it's traditional for Argentinians to give handshakes and nods to acknowledge respect, but for friends and acquaintances, it's okay for hugs and a kiss on the cheek. And Argentinians tend to be a little bit touchy, so don't be afraid and don't back away from them. It's okay. When it comes to meals, actually, try to refrain from talking business because it's all about socializing. So go ahead, talk among yourselves, If you're at a restaurant and you want to get a waiter's attention, you want to put your hand up and index finger up and hey, let's say like that. At the table though, no toothpicks, no cleaning your throats or any of that stuff. It's kind of disrespectful and impolite. And let's see, it's good to arrive at parties 30 to 60 minutes late. Other than that, it's a no-go.
And actually, it's really late right now, which in Argentina is customary to have dinner at this time. But why don't we start from the beginning? In Argentina, people actually eat 4 meals a day. The first meal is desayuno, which occurs from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's a light breakfast, which consists of media lunas or croissants with jam or dulce de leche. And you can have coffee with milk or yerba mate tea. The next meal is almuerzo, which is from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. It's a little bit heavier. You can have salad, soups, sandwiches, empanadas, pizza, and for drink, you can have yerba mate tea or you can have licuado, which is fresh juice with milk. The third meal is merienda, and it's from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is a late afternoon snack or a tea time. It's actually a tradition that came from when the British brought over tea time. And you can have yerba mate tea as well here and coffee. And you can also enjoy different desserts like the flan that we just had or these cookies, which is called alfajore. And it's 2 shortbread cookies with dulce de leche in the middle. And the last meal, which we should all go eat right now, is cena. And it's usually late from 9 p.m. all the way to 11 p.m. And you're gonna eat more of your hearty stuff. You have some pastas, stews, or grilled barbecue meats with our chimichurri sauce. And you can have yerba mate tea and the lovely Malbec wine that we enjoy.
All right, everyone. This is Malbec. Malbec is actually the flagship varietal from Argentina. It was introduced to Argentina in 1852 from Michael Peugeot. It's from the southwest of France. Malbec is traditionally warm, soft, with a heavy tannin level, and it is best drank immediately if it was only bottled for a couple of months. Argentina is the main producer of Malbec for the entire world. They have over 76,000 vineyards in Argentina.
So I know everyone's eaten really well here tonight, but I have to get down to the serious stuff and talk about food and herbs and how they're used in the home and for traditional therapies. And I found out that according to the World Health Organization, that herbal regulation was introduced in Argentina in 1998, and herbal medicines are actually sold in pharmacies as prescriptions and over-the-counter medicines. So local medicinal law believes that a healthy body should have a certain earthly temperature that can be altered by hot and cold, and this can actually be affected by like the wind and the sun, or by hot and cold foods that you eat. And in fact, immediately after birth, babies are given a bath with hot herbs, and sometimes they have to drink several teaspoons of almond oil or urine of a young child so that the babies won't cry constantly. Rice as well as peanuts is recommended when problems appear during milk production for the mother. And an example of a herb that's also utilised is the cancha, which is a weedy annual herb, and that's used to treat urinary tract infections, respiratory tract infections, diarrhea, and it's also used as an antiseptic wash for wounds. And finally, honey, which I don't know if there's any honey in the desserts tonight, but it's also an important medicinal resource, and it's used to treat respiratory symptoms also, and skin problems, and it's also used to treat eye ailments, and pure honey is used for eye ailments. And my final fact is that it's really desirable to have bees around your house. A nest of stingless bees actually is believed that it will bring prosperity to the household.
We're going to talk about symbolism. Argentina. Now, one of the first symbolisms is going to be the barbecued meat that we just ate. The second symbolism is their flag. Now, with the flag, the two stripes and the white stripe, the blue stripe and the white stripe represents the people. The sun in the middle represents the sun of May. In May is when they had the uprising against the Spanish rule. And now Argentina is independent.
All right, looks like we finished and devoured most of our food. We got some remnants here of our desserts, but so far so good. Did everyone enjoy their meal?
Yeah.
Monti, thank you so much for showing us this place. Good call, and it looks like we dug up another hidden gem indeed. Any last words?
No, just have a good night and ciao.
All right, ciao. So, guys, thank you so much for coming out. Hope you're having a good time. Thank you.